Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 14 Days of Christmas. Today I have a double page layout for you, and I have moved away from doing the home Christmas photos, and I am now working on some photos from a Christmas 4-H meeting. After our regular monthly meeting, they did a little Christmas party. And that is what these photos are from. Now, these are all older photos from 2010, and I've got a kind of a funny story about it, so I'm going to tell you that in just a moment. But I want to start out by saying I'm using a lot of acrylic today and some wood veneer, and I'm using it from a couple of different companies and mixing the two together, and that is going to really make my embellishing very easy, and it's going to come together really quickly. So I am using these two pieces that say Dear Santa and Love Always. Those are from Color Cast Designs, and I am pairing them up with several pieces from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required. I am going to use these Lifestyle Quick Cuts die, or a Lifestyle Quick Cuts die. It's a doily, and I ran it through my machine on some of the other 49 and Market paper. But the paper for 49 Market is very thick, and even with a shim, it cut it fine, but not, the little pieces didn't fall out like they normally do. So I had to sit there and poke them out with my tweezers or my pokey tool, and it took a bit of time. So I did cut that portion out, and I am layering up the green doily that I cut on my Sizzix switch machine, and I'm layering it up with a store-bought doily behind it, just to give a little bit more added interest and texture to the page. I was very happy I was able to cut a couple of these in half and use them, rather than having to cut like 4 whole ones and punch them all out, because it was time consuming. But otherwise, this layout comes together very quickly with regard to all of the embellishments, because there's not a whole lot to it. So the story here is we got to our 4-H meeting, and there's a lot of little kids involved in 4-H, as well as the older kids, and they didn't have a dad that was there that was available to play Santa. The dads that were present were either new to the group, or they had younger kids involved themselves, or they were 4-H leaders that needed to be available for other things. And so they asked my son to play Santa for the holiday party. Now, he's not a kid that is going to raise his hand and say, oh yeah, let me go and play Santa for you. But if you ask him, he is a kid that will not probably say no, because he is he likes to help people out. It's not because he really wanted to play Santa, but it was kind of cute because, the little kids I don't think they knew a whole lot about what was going on, but all of the older kids knew it was him. And so that is, the first page there is actually my son, and all you can see is his eye peeking out from the Santa, hair and beard and mustache, and then that's my daughter sitting on his lap, and so they got a kick out of that. And then in the right hand page, it is him with several of his friends who took the opportunity to sit on Santa's lap and goof off and kind of just have fun with it, and with him playing Santa. So that is all I'm documenting here. It's nothing really serious. It's just kind of fun and games, and really shows what a good sport he is. So I just wanted to make sure that made it into my album. So this is pretty much how the left-hand layout is going to turn out. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the back of this acrylic, and I am using liquid glue because I don't have enough surface area behind the letters to really attach glue dots without like cutting them in half or kind of messing around with them, which is always a messy endeavor. Cutting glue dots in half is very messy on your scissors. I tend to like to fold the paper over that the glue dots is backed on and then cut it so that I get less of the glue on my scissors. And even the scissors that are supposed to be non-stick, they do not withstand glue dots on them. So just using some glue dots on these Santa Claus boots, which I think are adorable. Those are from MK Shop, and I just love them so much. They say Santa Claus on the bottom. and it's as though he left his footprints behind. So I think that's super cute. The strand of lights there is a really old piece from her shop, but I really like that piece, and I wanted to make sure that I used it because I love the way that the lights are attached kind of haphazardly and going both directions on the string. Because, you know, when you take your lights out each year, they are usually a mess and you got to untangle them all. And that's kind of what it reminded me of. So to give a little bit of movement to the layout, I am staggering my photos back and forth in this large or stack of 4 photos rather than going straight up and down. No other reason but to just add a little bit of visual interest. I am putting them onto black paper just like I mounted all of the ones on the left-hand page on black paper. And then I'm going to add a little bit of green paper underneath. So I'm just making sure that I cut this straight and I leave as much of a border on the opposite side. I didn't use my paper trimmer because it's a little bit difficult to see through the black paper on my paper trimmer and to know that I'm getting the cut exactly where I want it. So I just used my cutting mat and my slice tool, and the slice tool is like a kind of like an X-Acto blade, but it's ceramic, so it's very difficult to cut yourself on it, but it does cut the paper very well, and that is what the tool that you see there is. And of course the 49 and market paper is super thick, so it takes a couple of swipes at it. And so I thought since my piece is not wide enough to go all the way around the back of the black, I thought I would put it just to the right hand side. And all of my photos are kind of going to be mounted towards the right hand side of the right hand paper. But then I realize I want to actually add another doily to this, and that would put the doily like on the left hand side of the paper, and it would be very close to the other ones. So I end up moving everything over towards the left hand side. I know. Always changing my mind. So I am going to take all of the strip of photos off and move it left. But this is where I'm figuring out, well, geez, I want to mount this piece that says Santa's Village. That is from MK's shop as well. I want that on with a doily behind it, but now the doily again is so close to the left-hand page that I thought it would be better if I went ahead and swapped it. So I don't think I make you sit through, yeah, I didn't make you sit through poking out all of those little pieces. They come out relatively easy, but it just takes time. Now I couldn't just flip the photos over because there is a text that is kind of hidden in the background of that candy cane paper. It's very subtle, but I didn't want the text to be upside down. And so I had to go ahead and move the whole thing. And luckily it didn't rip the candy cane paper at all. And so here I'm going to bring that green all the way over to the upper right hand side, which kind of brings the color throughout the layout across both pages. And I really like how it looks a lot better anyway. So that worked out really well for me. That Santa's Village piece is from MK's shop as well. I think it's super cute and it's very thin. So I was having trouble finding my other set of doilies, and what happened was when I picked it up to put it underneath the pieces or the pictures on the left hand page, I actually picked up the whole stack and stuck it under there. So you'll see me here, the whole stack being like there was like 3 in the stack. It wasn't a huge stack, but you'll see me here kind of prying the extra doilies out so that I can use them on the opposite page. And that worked out fine. I didn't have any problems with it. It didn't really like tear so much that I couldn't use it or anything. But I do decide I'm going to use the other half of the doily that's all the way to the right, and I'm going to create a little journaling spot next to that strip of photos that's going vertically. And I think that works really well because then I can just write down exactly what I just told you guys about my son playing Santa and what a good sport he was. This little piece that I'm tucking in to go ahead and do my writing on, that it's all part of the 49 and Market collection. And I really like that. It brings more of the green to the right hand page because I've got quite a bit of green going on the left hand page. I am inking up the outside of the entire double page layout with some black soot distress ink. And while I do that, I'll remind you there are a bunch of people playing along with me today, so go and check them out. All of the links are down below for all of the people who have videos available. And I hope that you get a lot of great inspiration today. So that wooden Santa piece, that is also from MK's shop. It came with the piece that says Santa approved, and the wooden Santa is already adhesive backed. So I was able to just pull that adhesive off, or the backer off, and just stick it right down, and then just add a little bit of the glue dots to the back of the acrylic piece, and I'm going to stick it down. And I really like the way that this is turning out. Those 3 little pieces in the upper right hand corner, I think those are super cute. And you know, sometimes when your things won't layer up really well on top of each other, like I've got 2 chipboard pieces and an acrylic piece, sometimes putting them in like a vertical or stack or a horizontal line, that works just as well. And so that's what I decided to do. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I'm just going to roller date stamp this, and I don't even think I add any. Do I add any? I don't even think I add any gold mist or anything to it, if I remember correctly. So just finishing off, putting an edge around the entire thing, and close-ups are coming up here in just a few moments. I don't make you sit through watching all of my journaling, but I do end up doing the journaling right away, because I don't have like a big series of photos that I have to scrapbook and keep in order. It's just these ones. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you have an awesome New Year's coming up in the next couple of days here. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave those down below, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I really appreciate the time that you take to spend with me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your year. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again real soon with another video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.